Good morning, everyone. I want to thank you for part of this ZKTeco masterclass program. Um, we're going to be starting our module 2, which happens to be the CCTV surveillance system. But before I start the class today, I just really want to apologize for the technical issues that occurred between yesterday and today. A lot of participants were unable to get the assessment test link. We're sorry about that development, and we are working to make sure that, in all fairness, all participants take part in that test, which has now been scheduled for Friday, 10:30 a.m. in the morning. So between today and tomorrow, we'll be communicating to all participants and making sure we all get the assessment test link. So once again, I want to apologize for the technical hitches around that. So we'll continue with today's module, which happens to be the CCTV, as earlier said, and want to take us through the basics of the ZKTeco CCTV solutions. What are the solutions we have for this period? That there's a lot of requests for CCTV cameras, NVRs, DVRs, which are already with us. Some based on requests of some, based on some requests for CCTV cameras. We are expecting more of the cameras which are being requested for based on the requirements. Some are expecting cameras that facial recognition, and as it relates to our different needs. But there are some that are already in operations, which I would advise us to at least take a tour to our experience center and see the quality of the IP cameras and analog cameras that we have. Sharp view with easy mobile app viewing, remote viewing. You really don't need to go through a lot of stress to configure remote viewing, and it's important we have this resolved because a lot of complaints around mobile viewing on our phones and how this can be resolved. ZKTeco products, have that covered. Also, within the class, we'll also be letting us know the different new products and the softwares that will be used. All right, let's go straight into the class to start the business of the day. So in today's class, we'll be looking at the release objectives, the new shape and form factor of the cameras, the lens type, the technology, and the benefits. We'll also be looking at the feature of these cameras, and also we will be looking at the video management system. We'll be looking at the video management system, and also the application that will manage, and also we'll look at because there are new solutions. We'll look at where it has been deployed so far around the world. So for the cameras, we looked at the new housing series, the shape of the cameras, you know, in terms of the looks. We have the metal, the BLS metal type. We have the BSC metal. We have the ESC metal. You can see with the shapes and sleek looks. The IR range up to 50 meters, 80 meters, 100 meters. We have the BSC metal, which has the 30 meters IR distance. Also the dome, which is 30 meters IR distance. So I would employ us to take note of the model names and the model nomenclature used. So when you are making your request for such cameras, it's easier for that to be available. A lot of customers, have been asking, what about cameras that have additional features? You can see the BL-A type that has, and the alarm. All right, so we'll move on. We have the fixed IP and we have the motorized IP. So the models are there for us to use, as well as other features with the IP cameras. There are economic chipset solutions and good performance for medium and large businesses, depending on your requests or your project. You can make requests for cameras based on the outcome where you want, or at where you want to install them. So you have a 2 MP or 5 MP resolution. So at the end of this class, I'll also be sharing this slide, because I know a lot of us will be trying to know more, have more information about which camera and the model name and the number. Okay, so that's important. We have to immediately after the class, we will send this documents to us. Okay, we have the fixed IP cameras and the motorized cameras, depending on the power of functionality. So the cameras have different lens types. That's the Stony, Stavis, CMOS, for good image quality under low illumination. You get to the sites, and the light in that office is very poor. With this type of cameras, you can improve on what what you want to achieve at the end of the day. Good picture quality. 2 MP/4 MP cameras with face detection functions. The lens size, also the WDR for pure and quality video display. And also you have motion detection, the intrusion, targets, alarming, and all other features that you can expect in the latest and modern cameras that you are looking for. So we have the Bio Ultra new release, the F1320 and the FI330 is one of the latest camera that does facial detection. So this camera also can actually be integrated with access control. So is these new cameras that we have now. Also, in terms of the cameras, we have to also look at the NVR or the DVR, as your request may be. We have the model number is important. Like you can see, this This model is the Z8608NF. Dash 8F is a new type of NVR that does face recognition. It has 8 channel. It's a face template of 50,000. It can match 30 faces. That's the power of the NVR that have been we are launching, and we expect good outcome from them. Also, it can accommodate 2 SATA. Then also the face recognition, target counting, object detection, area detection, intrusion, and tripwire. What are the technology benefits? 1, real-time multi-phase detection. Real-time multi-phase detection, it detects multiple faces. At least 30 faces can be detected at the same time. Such cameras can be used in a mall. This will reduce missing rates in crowd capture. Also, other features of the benefit of the cameras, most intelligent cameras that we have now. You can have the one with large scene, long and narrow corridor, and a low light scene. So you can still capture the face. And it has fast and accurate face recognition. The facial feature recognition meets the target criteria with up to 98% accuracy. I needed to play that for us to see. Okay, another benefit is large capacity face templates. The FI330 I spoke about. The face recognition camera supports up to 10,000 face templates on board, suitable for large crowd management. Like I said, if you have a shopping mall, where you have a large crowd, it reduces back-end pressure. And when there's an issue of something, occurrence, events, you can easily capture and play back. Also, to upload face templates by app and VMS, you have the new application, which is called AntaView. If you go to Google Play, you can download the AntaView Pro, which is the mobile app version of this surveillance software. And you have the Windows clients, which is the Antavis 2.0. You can download this and also review before you start using. You can check out the features it has. Also, another benefit is that this set of cameras can integrate into the ZK biosecurity platform linkage. So you can link into the access control and get information. Maybe you can have the cameras at a door and be sure that whoever is coming into that door, the camera can take a picture when you link it. You have the linkage settings for cameras. That's one of the benefits of the ZK biosecurity, which we spoke about at our last Me as module training. When it's all in one application. You can view from ZK biosecurity. You can have your access control and your time attendance all from one platform. So that can be managed. So another benefit of the ZK biosecurity is that you can also have your CCTV cameras added here as well. So we look at the practical applications. You can have it integrated areas where you have turnstile and slide barriers, security check channels, where you can set your alarm, you can face search, VIP customer recognition, and also entrance and exit. So you can be linked with a linkage on ZK Biosecurity as well. So what are the feature highlights? Most cameras and or NVR or DVR that we have consumes a lot of storage space. But if you look at the modern DVRs now, the technology being used for the compression rate has really improved. And the more the quality of your cameras, the more space it begins to consume in your storage system. Before now, we have the H.264, which has now moved. We have the latest H.265 plus. So the compression rate has really improved on that. With the H.264, you can have up to 20 cameras, and you know, still making saving the storage capacity of your hard surveillance disk. So the E and EW series supports H.265, the P series supports H.265 plus. So in choosing your camera, is important you consider the storage capacity as well, in order for you to make the right choice. So the H.265, which happens to be the latest, also has larger compression rates. So in choosing your storage, it's important to note that the megapixel of your camera is important. Yes, with a 2 MP, the recording rate is lower compared to the 5 MP cameras. Some customers will say, I want 5 MP because I still want to retain the sharp picture quality. But the 2 MP also is still okay in terms of storage if you are going to get the H.264 NVR or DVR. But if you want the 5 MP camera, then you have to now get the H.265 plus, which has more and higher compression rate. The zoom power of our PTZ cameras are high, with they are also incorporated with AF integrated lens. The normal lens, you know, if you check the sharpness between the two pictures, you can see the time it took for the second one to the frame rate. The focus, the time for the focus is different. So the zoom algorithm has been greatly improved on, and also depending on the shape of the area where you need to mount these cameras, it's important to also know the lens specification. For a fixed corridor, you can use 2.8 mm fixed lens. You can use the 3.6, or the motorized 3.35, and the 10 to which maximum is 10.5 mm. Also night view, you can see from the picture you have automatic switch to night view once power goes down off, or areas where you don't have light at all. All right. Some of the cameras that we're actually talking about, will go a little bit practical into the software management tomorrow. And we'll also, part of the information we'll share with us is the product categories, showing us the cameras that you can use to achieve your requirements, right? So a lot of features with respect to the intelligent video analysis that these cameras have. I know when I spoke about tripwire, someone would have been trying to have a question around this to say, what does tripwire means? So from these cameras, NVR, you can have the configuration that if you draw a line within a specific area, it reports an alarm if there's any object crossing the configured line. For intrusion, it captures image of objects that are coming in and out, and you have an alarm integrated into that as well. Objects left lost. If you keep an object somewhere, if you can set the area and be sure that the object that was moved you will be detected. So when you keep an object at a point and you configure the NVR for that purpose, you can search for the report on that, and you'll be able to know what time that object was actually moved, and with a footage of who moved the objects from where it initially was kept. You can also do target counting, counting the number of people that went across a configured line. Also, checking the video quality of video stream. It reports alarm notification for abnormal condition. Once your video is no more displaying on the screen, there will be an alarm for the abnormal condition, because ordinarily you expect the cameras to be up at all times. Checking scene changes in case of camera is moved by some people illegally. Also, you can, with the audio type of camera, checking sound abnormal, such as baby crying and gunshots. So there are a lot of intelligent video analysis incorporated in this newly launched type of cameras. So for remote P2P connection, like I said, it's much more easier now with the AntaView Pro. You can download it on Google Play. For remote viewing, you can upload face templates. If you are using the type of cameras and NVRs that are compatible with it, you register to the server. You can push alarm, time and distance, no longer a problem when it comes to remote viewing. It's not that at a particular time the NVR, or you can view at a particular time. Irrespective of where you are, you can view from your mobile phone. So let's quickly look at the client's application and the application itself. The ZKTeco video management system, that's the AntaVis 2.0. What are the features? Number one, it has central managed system for ZKTeco and 8000 series IPC cameras and NVR. That's up to 256 channel inputs. Based on requests, we currently a limitation. However, our R&D team are also working seriously to making sure that the standards which are required now by a lot of customers, they want to have multiple DVRs, and you want to aggregate all from at a point from one source. This being improved on. It doesn't stop there. Like we know, technology is growing faster, and different solutions with different features. This is being improved on with our latest products as well. So the application is user-friendly. You can download it from ZKTeco.com website. When we say you should download, a lot of people have been saying we don't know where and how. If you go to ZKTeco.com, if you want to download any application, it will request you to register. So we employ us to register to allow us gain access into the download portal. So it's the Antavis 2.0 VMS supports dual stream playback, the mainstream and the auxiliary stream, and you can play back either in both formats. Supports 64 channels preview synchronously on each layout. Supports 149 channels up to playback synchronously. You can do a playback selecting either 1, 4, or 9 channels. Supports PTZ control and a 3D positioning function. Supports fisheye camera display. Supports smart search. Supports decoder and group management. Also e-map. You can create your map and then place cameras at the points, just like simulating the environment and showing the camera's position. So if you have an error, you can check on the e-map and see at what point or location where the camera is having issues. So then it supports OMVIF as well, meaning if you have third-party OMVIF enabled camera, you can view them on the Antavis 2.0. So this is how the looks like. When you download and install, it has information. It supports preview, playback, and device configuration on the platform. Also, you can do camera setting, decoding setting, group management, user management, alarm config, intelligence management for the e-map. You can also use it, integrate into TV wall as well. Also, it has the feature of showing you the percentage of the PC health, the memory used on the PC, and the CPU usage. If you have user accounts created, when you log in, it shows the users. And also, if you want to limit privileges, number of cameras to be viewed by a particular user account, that can also be achieved as well. You can do intelligent search of a picture or a particular person if you with the right cameras installed. So that must be noted, with the right cameras installed and the right NVR. So just like we shared the compatibility list of devices that are that can be added with the BioTime and the ZKTime.net, we'll also be sharing that same information with us as well. So when you are making your choices of camera, you can check out the camera specification for your request. So it has, with the intelligence management function, it supports the addition of face templates and library. You can also search face snapshot and alarm records. So this is just an example of the EMAP functionality I spoke about. It's just showing an area where you have installed the cameras, and so that once there's an error with that camera, maybe the network cable is not working well, you can, but this has to be done by the engineer who is configuring, the layout of your setup, so you can create that, and you have the EMAP showing you the points where the cameras are installed. Okay, for the mobile app, we have the Interview Pro. You can see it's on Android. I have an Android. I've been able to test on an Android. You can also check on the iOS platform as well for the Interview Pro. You may not be able to view any cameras, and if you don't have it connected with the NVR or the DVR. So it supports QR code scanning to add devices via P2P. You don't have to be sharing. You can add manually as well, although you can add manually, but you can, from the Interview Pro on your mobile phone, you can also scan the QR code to add the device on P2P. So the P2P functionality is very, very easy. On the mobile phone, just register and you are good to go. So this is more simpler. We wish that this class also would have been a physical class for us to really showcase the mobile app to us. So, and the ZK Cloud server deployment around the world for you to is available for you to see and get these cameras up and running. Like I said earlier, when I started the class, some of these cameras are on at our experience center. They're already mounted. You can come and check. We would take one-on-one practice of some of these features. We'll show you how to add the device on your mobile phone. We'll show you how you can also set up some other features as well. So we'll look at these new solutions, these new type of cameras. Where has it been used? Yes, we have some of them, and we know with more intelligent functionalities, some of these cameras would have to, when you place your orders, you can get them for you within a specified time. So the ZKTeco, we have the Universal Gym in La Molina, which this application, these cameras has been in Peru. This camera has been deployed already, and so the picture quality is not what you are seeing here. This is just a picture showing you the coverage area of this camera, the PTZ, the fixed dome functionality. So, but tomorrow we'll be looking at more information about the Antavis application. Would show us some of the features of these cameras that are installed, and they might not be working as if you are here physically to see for yourself, but if whatever we can do to make sure that you see some of these features remotely in this webinar class, would try as much as possible. But we hope that if the COVID situation improves, the CCTV class and the access control class would want to have a part 2 of them for us to make this class a more interactive class, because the CCTV and the access control should be more interactive, and physically you should be present for the class. Maybe what we'll do is to batch the class in 10 or 10, and they'll have, but for our participants who are calling from outside Nigeria, would also try as much as possible to make the class more interactive by having more gadgets to make sure that you also get this information as if you are here physically. So that brings us to the end of the first day 1, and I've already seen some questions in the chats that we need to look at. So do we have questions? I know the class is just starting. We just start with the basics, cameras. But for the next 30 minutes, I would want us to share the challenges we've had over the years with using ZKTeco CCTV cameras, and would want to improve more on such issues that you have had. Thank you for being part of the class. So we'll move to questions, suggestions, and if you have 1 or 2 informations you want to share with us, you can use the platform, raise your hands platform. Okay, I can see. You can. Yes. Who? Good morning, Mr. Sunday. Mr. Sunday, you can unmute yourself now. Hello, sir. Good morning, sir. Hello. I don't think Mr. Sunday is there. Maybe let's check. Hello, Mr. Mumin. Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, you raised your hands. I want to believe you have questions, suggestions. What are challenges? Have you been using ZKTeco cameras? What issues have you been having around? What areas do you want us to improve on? Because that's the essence of this period. Hello. Okay. I'll take questions from the chat, question and answer platform. Okay, I have 3 questions here. So I want to know if all NVR and DVR ports, so channels, are configured to do voice. Not all. You need to check the specification of your NVR and see the one that is compatible with voice. So this is a mistake that a lot of customers have been making. Not all NVR or DVR can do voice. So you need to know the model of the one that can do voice. I said I'm going to share the chart like a brochure for us to see the ones that are compatible with audio. Not all cameras are audio, so we must have that information. Mr. Philip said, how do we get a network map for IP cameras? You can check the specification of the VMS clients you might be using. I think for most of our NVRs or softwares, you have the EMAP function in it, where you can simulate the layout of the office and place the cameras in that position. So the essence of this is just to easily detect the position of the cameras. If you have maybe 20 cameras and you have one that is down, you want to check the EMAP and see where the location where the cameras is installed for easy assessments. Okay, Mr. Samuel is asking for a 32 channel NVR. All right, I think I'll pass that information to my sales team for them to confirm, but I'm sure if you are making requests, the item, depending on the shipment process, if it's going to come by DHL, maybe express, if you want it as soon as possible, the sales team will be able to tell you at what cost it comes and how soon it can get down to you. So Mr. Samuel, Mr. Kim, please, can you help me note that down? Mr. Samuel Anyaibu requesting for 32 channel NVR, and how soon can he get it? All right, Mr. David, is it possible we have the CCTV and NVR or DVR at a relatively good amount so we can test run out the features so we can comfortably convince our clients on the need? All right, so for the testing, is something we are actually working on, because we know not all the cameras that we have showcased now in this class are available, but what we are working at is getting the cameras with this function to be in our experience center. So once we have it in the experience center, we can, when you come around, we'll showcase the functionalities to you. But not all the IVA type of cameras are available in our experience center right now, but we are expecting some of them in the office in a couple of days or weeks for us to have them showcased. So information around these cameras also will be distributed on all our platforms, social media platforms, for us to know. And as a participant, you stand a better chance to get more information as quick as possible about some of these brands that we have. Yes, Mr. Isiaka is asking if our camera can be used in an existing CCTV camera, that is to be used with an area that is not ZK. Yes, it's third party, it has own VIV, its own VIV compliance. It's OV compliant. You can use ZKTeco with another brand. Yes, like I said, the VMS is OMVIV compliant. So if your third-party cameras is OMVIV, it can as well add it up. Most NVRs don't come with ports, audio ports, but the ones that are specific for audios definitely would have its functions on how to make use of how you can play back with audio. That's a specific need. Like I said, not all NVR and DVR can play audio. Although some DVR or NVR have one or two audio ports, but the cameras you must use must be audio to capture the audio. Mr. Deji, we can get back to you on this to see, show you what the NVR with the audio functionality looks like. Mr. Philip is asking, is it okay for one to use 8-channel power box for IP cameras while doing 8 IP cameras when budget for PoE switch is unavailable? Okay, if I get your question right, if your camera if it's PoE enabled, and it has the power port, then you can connect. It means you have options. You can either use the power option or you use the PoE switch. But like you said, in terms of budgeting, if the PoE switch, because the PoE switch is not free, it's not cheap as well compared to an ordinary switch. If you were able to do your calculations very well in terms of your budget, if I'm going to run just ordinary cable with the power box, how much will it cost? If I'm going to run with PoE switch, how much? Because so you can make your choice with respect to that. But I know most PoE cameras don't have the separate power ports again, because it consumes in terms of costs. In terms of cost, the PoE is in terms of cost and time to deploy and maintenance as well. You don't want to be running power separately and running network cable separately. So in terms of ease of deployment, you must weigh the two and make your choice out of it. Okay, how do you determine if a camera is 2MP? If you are buying a camera from us, on the pack, is boldly written that is 2MP. But also, if a camera is less than 2MP, 2MP is equivalent to 1080 resolution. So if you have a camera that is less than 2MP, then you would, in terms of picture quality too, you would notice in terms of picture quality. If you set the there's a way I always do it as well, but that question is also an intelligent question. What if the 2MP is not written on the pack, and how do I know? I can check using my hybrid DVR, if I check the channel type, I can select the different resolution rates. So if a camera is supposed to be 2MP and I set the resolution rate on this to display on the screen as 1080p, if it does not display, I will know that that camera is not up to 2MP. So I'll just check on maybe on a system that has lower resolution, then I should have it come up. But most times you have this display on analog. You have this display on analog. But anything from 2MP upwards, it's 1080p and above. So it makes it easier for an IP camera. But for an analog camera, there are 2M, there are 720, there is 960. So if it's not up to 2MP, picture quality will drop. It won't display on a 1080p format. Does the software require any license or is it totally free? Let me check that information. Okay, to Mr. Abdullahi Hassan, to answer your question, does the software require any license or it's totally free? It's totally free. It's totally free. It's totally free. Antavis 2.0. You can check it out. It's totally free. You can download it and install on your system. Yes, I'm going to share the links and share the PDF files. It's not everybody that would know how to get out. We'll share the links and also share the files on NVR and DVR for more study. Mr. Aluko. How competitive are the ZKTeco CCTV cameras and the DVR? Mr. Aluko, I would direct this question to the sales team. You can contact them or they will contact you based on your request. You need to find out what, I know in terms of cost, it's still okay, but because of the latest features and technology being deployed, of course, technology does not come for free. The more the technology, the cost increases. So you can discuss with the sales team and they'll be able to tell you. But I know our products are affordable and the prices are competitive compared to other brands. And picture quality is nothing to we can't begin to lower the picture quality for cost. What I mean is you can bring down the price and also bring down the picture quality. Everything has to match and each other. So the sales team would also, part of the document I'm going to send is our request for the prices of these DVRs and the cameras, NVRs and cameras, and share as well, so we can have these informations handy. 4G enabled cameras would, like I said, will share this information on the price and also on the model of the cameras that are available for this connection. Mr. Kazim Oladejo is asking, what's the clear difference between HD camera and IP camera? HD is a feature because you also can have IP cameras that have HD functionality. That's high definition in terms of picture quality. So before now, what we've been calling these the two different types of cameras is analog and IP. And what you can use to differentiate them is in picture quality. But you have even analog cameras that have more better picture quality than other brands of IP cameras. So the HD part of the type of cameras you are deploying is a feature. Some cameras are just ordinary analog cameras. Some are analog HD. So they are analog cameras, but with HD function. So it depends on what your question is saying. Maybe you need to ask the question again. HD is function. You can have it in analog cameras and also in IP cameras. Yes, the video will be shared as well, and the slide will be shared just like we did for the first module. The slide will be shared for also. Okay, Mr. David Omowawa is asking for us to share the link to enable. Would also be showing you steps on how to download. It's part of the information we want to send out today. A lot of complaints about I can't download. What do I do next when I get the file? I click on the file, it's asking me to register. So how to go about that will be sent. Mr. Sunday is asking if our NVR are enabled. Yes, our NVR has PoE ports behind it. Sorry, I forgot. I didn't say that earlier. They come with the PoE ports behind it, so it is available. So you don't have to get PoE switch for the PoE cameras. So when you get your PoE enabled camera, you plug directly to the PoE port behind the NVR. So that makes it more cheaper. Yes, I got the question. Mr. Sunday. So in next 2 minutes, let's see hands raised for more questions. Mr. Peter. Mr. Peter? Hello, Mr. Peter. Mr. Peter, you can unmute yourself. Good morning, sir.
Any retaliation against him for anything that he's done, you go,
hello, Mr. Peter. Good morning. You are on. Hello, Mr. Isiaka. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly, sir. Thank you for being part of this program, sir.
So thank you so much. The session was quite revealing. And yes, I've been to your experience center, and I know we are working some things out to introduce your product to some of the clients, not CCTV this time around, but some of your other products.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, so the question I have, I put it in the question and answer session, but I have to attend to something. Probably you've answered, so I just want to ask again. I was asking if this product, do you have a link or a digital profile for all this, that we can go read it up and acquaint ourselves with all these cameras, DVRs, NVR, so that when we are making recommendation, we know what can do to fit the particular scenario, yes, at end users place. So that's my question.
All right, thank you very much, sir. So we'll share that information with all participants, because it's important in making choices of what camera is required to do what. At the end of the day, you need an outcome. And also in terms of costs, you need to make the plans right. So the documents will be shared with us after this class, for us to start reviewing some of the specifications of the cameras we've started talking about.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, I think I'm seeing Mr. Sunday. Okay, the training video will be sent. Mr. Isa is raising his hands. Hello, Mr. Isa.
Yeah, hello. Good morning, Mr. Godwin.
Good morning, sir.
Sorry, can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly, sir.
I'm in a bus. There will be a lot of. I'm in a bus. There will be some noise behind me. I just want to ask a question.
Yes, sir.
I want to know, how do we determine the MP written on a camera?
Okay, for ZK.
For
ZK.
MP, how do we actually determine is the actual MP written there?
Yes, for ZK cameras, whatever you see written on our cameras is what it is. If you see a 2MP camera, it is a 2MP camera. If you see 5MP cameras, it's 5MP. So there's no short changing in terms, and it is boldly written on the pack. So like I said, I think I saw the question in the question and answer chat platform. If you want to detect a 2MP camera, if it's an IP, the resolution is what needs to require to view it. When you log into the camera, you'll be able to see the resolution, the maximum resolution of the camera. Maximum resolution of camera will be displayed. So once that is once you buy the camera, you can see the camera in the resolution of the camera inside the settings, most especially for the IP. But for the analog cameras, you can it will be written on the pack as well. If your DVR is not compatible with displaying a 2MP camera, you would see it from the channel screen that it is not compatible. So, but for ZKTeco, I am very sure if you are getting a 2MP, what you have is a 2MP.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone asks, can I link more than one device from different locations to your VMS? Yes. Yes. The software is totally free. The Interview Pro works on mobile app, while the Antavis is the client you can install on Windows platform. So I'm taking the questions asked on the chat session so we can get that information as quick as possible. Okay, the video of this class will be also uploaded on our YouTube channel and will be communicated to us. Yes, you can also book appointments to visit the Experience Center. Just unfortunate that the COVID situation is kind of limiting the main importance of this program. The main importance of this program is to have a physical class with all participants. It may be batched class for us to showcase some of these solutions. Like I said, it's important that we hope that this situation improves and we can have more visits to the Experience Center for this. But you can actually schedule a visiting time where this will be showcased to us at our Experience Center. Okay, I don't know if we have any of the pack for the CCTV camera. So we can show. Okay. Okay. Okay, like I said, our cameras are the megapixels are boldly written on the pack. Whatever you have written on it is what you are getting. So it's important to note that. So okay. Let's take one more. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Ransford.
Yes. Good morning, Chief. And just want to say thank you once again for a wonderful demonstration.
Thank you, sir.
My question has already been answered. I think I was listening to one of your questions being put up. It's been answered. It has to do with the VM, the video management software.
Okay.
I wanted to know about multiple locations which can be linked at one location, and if there's a license that needs to be activated. But I realize that it's actually basically free anyway. So I think it's been answered. Thank you very much.
Yeah, actually, we have more because of the few limitations the application has. We've requested from the HQ to really work on that application because it's something that would improve the not just sales alone. It will simplify a lot of challenges that we have around the CCTV viewing multiple locations from one point. You know, the issue of how many cameras can you have on that platform, you know, is something that we are working on, because we know the more the system becomes scalable, the importance why we have more customers coming. So we've seen some things or areas where the improvement needs to really come in, and we'll have more push for the solution. However, what we have right now is still okay for small and medium organizations, but you know, based on requests, and that's why we have ZKTeco, because when you are making a request for expansion or on any of our solutions, our R&D team are on ground to deliver. So it's important.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. So bring this class to an end, and but before we go, I would once again apologize for the technical challenges we had, which hindered us from having our assessment test on the module 1, that's the biometrics and time attendance, that was conducted 2 weeks ago. We have rescheduled the assessment test till Friday, 10:30, and we'll be sharing the link with us for us to be part. And we want to make sure everybody gets the email requesting them to be part of the assessment test. Also, if you are checking your email inbox, if you don't find it, you can as well check your spam email to be sure you got it. So we'll be communicating today and tomorrow to be sure that that is achieved, so that we can have a lot of our partners and participants to take part in the assessment test. The assessment test, of course, leads to the certificates that will be issued. So more information on what your score needs to be before the test, and the test is something you can retake, just to be sure you are aware of the you are on top of the application and you can manage the application. Also, please don't forget to send us emails on support requests that you have. You can use our email platform. You can use our WhatsApp platform as well. And we'll also employ us to follow us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. So you can search for ZKTeco West Africa on all the social media platforms, and we appreciate you to follow us on those platforms. Some other vital informations are also being pushed out on that platform, and we want you to follow us and get up-to-date information on new products and information that we share. All right. After this class, you can still get across to us on emails as well if you have any other questions that you are unable to ask during the class. So thank you. Same time tomorrow, 10:30, we'll have a practical class on the VMS solution. Thank you.